Davis alluded a little bit to your high school career. I want to talk a little bit about your college career. Going to a small college, a little bit of a unconventional path to being a professional, something I can relate to. I played at a Division III school before I transferred to Michigan. And I'm curious, like everybody kind of talks about, going to a small school as a negative. I'm curious if you felt going to a small school, having the opportunity to play a lot, start games all 4 years for you, like how did that prepare you in a unique way versus like if you had gone maybe to a Power 5 school, maybe not had all, as many snaps throughout your career? Like, do you feel like there's some like advantage to that as well?
100%. I mean, I think the best way to get better is to play, and um, experience and playing. Like, yeah, I could have, like, maybe say Georgia came in late and offered me. That's my dream school, and I would have gone there. And let's say I sat behind guys for 3 years, maybe 4 years, and got 1 year starting. I'm not getting any better. Those four. I mean, maybe I am throughout practice and stuff, but going to that small school and playing for 4 years, you learn a lot. And I train these young kids here in Georgia sometimes, and they're all hell bent on getting these big offers. I'm like, hey guys, it's okay to go to a smaller school and play for 4 years, because if you're good enough to go to the NFL, they're going to find you. It doesn't matter where you go; they're going to find you. So, you start seeing a lot more guys that are undrafted and from smaller schools stay in the league longer. And I think that's, credit to them just playing a lot, maturing throughout those years, and, just having a little chip on their shoulder.
What is that, do you think, Taylor? Because I agree with you. And it's actually something I wrote down I wanted to ask you about is, Duncan, like he said, the long shot, we're all about like the undrafted guy. We try to shine light on that on this podcast. It seems way more common in the NFL that you come across those guys than in the NBA. If you look at NBA rosters, it's a bunch of high major guys who went to Kentucky and North Carolina and UCLA. In the NFL, it's a little bit different. Do you think it's easier to find those diamonds in the rough? Like, what is it that makes it that way in the NFL?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think it has a lot to do with, maybe style of play. The big thing about the NFL now that you don't really see in college is special teams. A lot of players make their kind of introduction into the league through special teams. You can find a lot of linebackers that can be second, third, fourth string linebackers. Same thing with receivers, stuff like that. So you have to find the guy that's going to be a good second, third, fourth string receiver, but can also be a great special teamer. And a lot of those guys are undrafted guys, guys that will do anything to go out there and just play some football. They're not high maintenance guys. They just love the game of football. So that's when you see a lot of undrafted guys kind of make their way through that avenue, which is great. I think if you just go out there and work hard and, provide yourself every day to be good at that special team, then, hey, whatever pays the bills, pays the bills.
Yeah, I want to ask about what goes into prep for a week. For example, like we play 82 games. When we have like a 2-day prep, it might look a little bit different than a back-to-back, obviously, but like realistically, we can only do so much in preparation for a game. You guys devote an entire week of preparation for one game. For you personally, what does that look like in terms of like what you're devoting to on field reps, film study? Like, are you basically just watching every single coverage that every defense could run, or trends? Like, how are you kind of breaking it down? Because I do think that there is a line also of like too much information can be crippling, because then
Yep.
you're just overanalyzing the whole time. Like I've also experienced that, and I'm wondering, like, as a quarterback, how you kind of balance that.
Yeah, it's tough. So I'll kind of take you through my week. So say like we play a game on Sunday. We'll come in on Monday, have like a little lift afterwards, and then watch the game tape from that previous game. Tuesdays are usually our days off, but as quarterbacks, we come in, get a lift, and then we usually watch about 3 or 4 games of that next upcoming opponent. So like next week, Tuesday, I'll be watching about 3 or 4 games of Tampa. And then Wednesday comes around, we get our base game plan. So a lot of the first and second down plays that we like, a lot of the run plays that we like, and we'll go and practice that on Wednesday. And then Thursday is our third down days. So we go watch a bunch of third downs, see what they like to do in certain situations on the field. 3rd and 2 versus 3rd and 8, and kind of try and come up with some plays that we feel good about that. Fridays, red zone days. So when you get down in the red zone, what do they like to do? Same thing. And then Saturday is kind of one of those walkthroughs where we kind of walk through it all and make sure everyone's on the same page. And then Sunday, go play, and Monday, do it all over again. So, there's lots of film watching. So Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm usually at the facility from 6:30 to 6:30, there for about 12 hours. I would say about 5 or 6 of those hours are watching film, if not more. So a lot of it's mental. But again, it's fun. I'd rather not be doing anything else.